Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross and I was always told I had a voice radio, and today I am showing you how the one player works in Pokkén Tournament. So I've had a lot of people asking me about this, and here's the deal. It starts off as a number of leagues, and within those leagues you can do little test battles, or like we've seen in previous videos, you can do league battles, where you go through a series of 5 battles and you get your rank reassessed at the end of that series of 5 battles. But then you get into the tournament, and you can only get to this. Now you see I've hit a ranking of 6 out of 40, so that means that I am in the top 8, and because I'm in the top 8 I can enter into a tournament of 8 people. Now, 2 main differences here. Firstly, it is single elimination. If you don't win 3 fights in a row, you don't carry on, you don't win. Secondly, you cannot change your support Pokemon during this. So I've set my group of support Pokemon, I've picked my pair as it were, and I'm not in a position here to be changing them in between fights. Now, I'm going for Garchomp here. You've already seen I've put up a video with Charizard, and tomorrow, or if you're watching this more than one day after I record it, already, you can see that I have uploaded a Gengar video, but for today, we are all about Garchomp. So I start off with Dig. It's Field Phase, ladies and gentlemen, and what do you do in Field Phase? You dig. But you see I hit my strong attack there, it hits him a little way away, and I hit him with a Sand Tomb, which is a nice little attack. You've got to get in nice and close, but if you grab him, it does a fair bit of damage. And then I hit them up high, and then I do a dig, and it pops it back into the field phase, where I do a forward ranged attack, and then I get in with a strong attack, and I have a perfect victory. In your face Branford, and in your face Lucario. And I never even got to use my Emolga there, because I won too quickly. But I've got the cheer support set so that I have an automatic full bar on the other support Pokemon for the second round, so I've got my Fennekin ready to go whenever. Now I did have my dig blocked there, and then Lucario comes back and he's actually doing a fair bit of damage. I haven't learned what all his moves are called yet, but we'll get there. But I get a throw on, I do a bit of damage, and I put it into the field phase. I've been building up my attack, and you can see here that it is working very nicely indeed. Couple of digs, and I call in Fennekin, who does a bit of damage, knocks them back, and I get to do my Synergy Burst and Mega Evolve. And I don't initially hit with the Synergy Burst, so I don't get the full effect of it, but I hit him afterwards, and I take him down, and Garchomp does a weird pose of some description. But I win my top 8 game, and I am on to the top 4. And apparently I get lots of bonus. So, yeah, I'm up to level 13 with Garchomp, but I don't go up a level, so I go into the semi-finals, where it looks like I'm going to be taking on a Gardevoir. Now, I haven't had enough chance to play with all of these Pokemon yet, unfortunately, but as I've said, over the next few weeks, there will be videos of all of these Pokemon. I'm going to be playing an obscene amount of Pokkén Tournament, and it's not all going to be Garchomp, although I should mention that so far, with all the testing I've done, I really am liking Garchomp. Now, you see I go for Emolga again. Emolga charges faster than Fennekin, so you want him in the first game. Now, Gardevoir there, she's blocking me, my dig isn't working, but when your opponent blocks, a grab attack is what the doctor ordered. Then we get a strong attack on there, and I do my Sand Tomb, but it's a bit early. You can't hit your opponent's Pokemon when they're on the floor, and I messed up, quite frankly. So I try a couple of counters there, hoping that my opponent is going to hit and get countered, but it doesn't work. So I just go in and I start smashing, and then I call in Emolga. But I haven't timed it properly, it doesn't really do very much, that's my own fault. But I finally get to hit with a dig, my opponent blocks, and then a grab will get me the win. So, Garchomp, and I keep wanting to stress it, I haven't spent as much time with Garchomp as I would like, but unlike, and you'll see from my Gengar video, which is coming tomorrow, I play Gengar very differently to how I play Garchomp. Garchomp, especially having put all my skill points into attack, he seems to be the kind of Pokemon where you just rush in and smash. So I go in here, I get a poker combo going, not the world's most refined combo, but it works, and I immediately get that into a Sand Tomb and a strong attack, both of which are going nicely. So I back off a little bit, lest my opponent starts to counter attack, hit a strong attack to pop it back into field phase, but then a dig to knock it straight back into dual phase. I am much more comfortable with Garchomp in the in the duel phase. And I time my hit with Fennekin much better there. So Fennekin hits Gardevoir right away, knocks her right back, and does an awful lot more than it did in my previous fight against Lucario. So here we go, and it looks like I'm going to level up again, which is very nice. Now, I have built up my attack to somewhat silly levels here, but apparently, you know, 10 seems like a nice round number. So why not? So now I get into the finals, and I'm going to be taking on... I missed actually what Pokemon I'm taking on here. It'll flash up in just 1 second. I'm playing against Kento. Somebody likes the Kanto region, putting it that way. It's against Machamp. Now, I've heard a lot of good things about Machamp. Now, I tried Charizard as a power Pokemon. Didn't get on with him as well as Garchomp. Go and look at my video about Charizard. He's a fun little character. I just didn't get on with him quite like I did get on with Garchomp. I've heard a lot of people talking about Machamp, but the thing about Machamp is, Machamp can't dig. So I fire off a couple of ranged attacks so that my opponent isn't blocking, or at least, you know, not expecting a kind of full-on attack like that. And then I dig and go and hit him like that. Now we're in the duel phase, and I like that strong attack where I just go across. And then I hit with a Sand Tomb again. Sand Tomb's a nice attack. There is a charged version of Sand Tomb you can use, which does even more damage. But the fact that you've got to be close and then you've got to charge it does potentially run into some issues. Now I do have my support gauge maxed, so I bring in my Emolga, although I don't think I timed it right. What I like about these, oh, and a couple of gut punches, almost finishes off. One of the things, oh, and there we go. That attack there flies across the screen. It hits from range, it can. Now again, I'm only playing against a computer here, and it's not, you know, the most difficult opponent, but it still catches them off guard. It's a nice start of a 10 attack. Now I try a different thing here. I actually go around the side and then get into a dig, catch my opponent off guard while they're trying some ranged attacks. And then I'm into another Sand Tomb and another dig. Now one of the things I like about this is that it does kind of punish you for using your support Pokemon at the wrong time. If you don't time it properly, it doesn't go terribly well. And there, I time my Fennekin beautifully, I get my Synergy Burst going, and I think my opponent's, oh no, it did go through the block, and quite frankly, sorry Mr. Opponent. And see, Dig's so good, it's even part of Garchomp's Synergy Burst attack, which is pretty nice. I also like the way that all Pokemon have a ranged attack. Even Pokemon like Machamp that you would not really consider to have a ranged attack. You know, you would really see Pokemon like Gengar and Pikachu, but all of them have a ranged attack, and I think that's pretty gosh darn good. So now I have won the tournament, and I've leveled up again, and part of me's kind of hoping that I did go and put this into attack. That would kind of make me happy. Oh, am I wussing out? I wussed out and put it in defense. Sorry, Past Ross.
You earned a new title.
Wait, no. Past Ross should be apologizing to me. Again, I've got a new title, but it's not going to beat the title I've already got, so, you know, what does it matter? So now I've won the Green League, so you go through all of your matches until you get into the top 8, and then you can do a tournament and you win the league. After you've won the league, you get the chance to go into a promotion battle, and if you win the promotion battle, you go on to the next league. And if you want to see my promotion battle, go and look at my Shadow Mewtwo Appears video, and you will go ahead and see. Now, I've got Espeon and Umbreon here, so you can see Espeon recovers HP and charges fast. Umbreon is slow, but it's an attack that absorbs your opponent's Synergy Gauge, which is kind of cool. And now I can have a Synergy-focused Cheer skill, and what that allows me to do is, rather than... Oh, and Pressure-focused. So the first one there refills my Synergy Gauge a little bit every round. Pressure-focused, in the last round, puts my Synergy Gauge right up. So they are alternatives to just having my support Pokemon fully charged at the beginning of the subsequent round. So you can change your cheer skills, and you'll see in my Gengar video I've gone for different cheer skills. Oh, and I've got some new outfits as well. So you can see the unlockables here. You unlock just as you go through the leagues. So what can we learn then about this one-player game? Well, here's my initial impressions. I like the progression, I like going through the leagues, I like going through the tournaments, I like going through the promotion test. But to be perfectly frank, ladies and gentlemen, It's a beat 'em up, what do you expect? Now, I believe it was Tekken 3 that had a Final Fight style scrolling beat 'em up, not unlike Streets of Rage, and games of that nature, but really, it's a beat 'em up. It's going to be a series of one-on-one fights. And, I mean, they do it quite well. But it is nothing more than a series of one-on-one fights. It is going to get a little bit repetitive. But they've got local play, they've got online play, and like I say, ladies and gentlemen, it is a one-on-one beat-em-up. What do you expect? So the one-player mode, you go through the leagues, and you do a series of 5 battles for a little while. When you get up into the top 8, however long that takes, usually about 3 runs through will do it if you don't lose many. You then get to go into a top 8 single elimination tournament, at which stage, if you win that tournament, you can go and win the promotion fight. And go and see my Shadow Mewtwo Appears video if you want to see my first promotion fight. It's going to get repetitive. It's a one-on-one beat-em-up. What did you expect? As always, ladies and gentlemen, comment if you've got anything you'd like to say. Make sure you click the like button. It will take but a second and it will make me very happy indeed. And if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do so. My Pokkén videos are not quite as popular as my TCG videos, as to be expected. But please go ahead, ladies and gentlemen, and spread the word. Tell people about them. It will make me very happy indeed. I'll be back soon with a video all about playing as Gengar. And then you're going to see my second promotion fight and my second tournament. It's going to be lots of fun. Thank you very much for watching. Look after yourselves till next time. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.